Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, and welcome to this exciting webinar series dedicated to some of the most crucial and revolutionary topics of our time in the big data age. Welcome to SoBigData Digital Coffee, a shot of big data into innovation, entrepreneurship, ethics, and impact. I am Giulio Ferrigno, Senior Assistant Professor of Innovation Management at Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna in Pisa, and I'm very happy to introduce and moderate this session together with my wonderful colleague, Maria Giulia Garcea. We are so excited to kick off this adventure with you. Before we start, let me express my gratitude to the SoBigData research infrastructure for giving us the possibility to organize this. More importantly, I want to thank you all for attending this event. We have received hundreds of registrations to our seminars from Europe, USA, even Africa or Far East. Some of you are participating for research purposes, others for business opportunities, still others for just networking. Well, it's not that easy, but we'll try to do our best to make you all happy. To achieve this aim, in every webinar, we always try to involve at least 3 different speakers, seeking as much as possible gender balance, but also representativeness of both academic and industrial worlds. The webinars are thought to be very, very interactive, and the format is quite simple and is the following. Each speaker has about 10 minutes to give a presentation. And at the end of the 3 presentations, we will have 15-20 minutes for a Q&A session. Therefore, if you have any questions, you can write them in the chat. At the end of the webinar, we will try to forward all the most interesting questions to the speakers. However, if you want to be sure that your questions will be answered, I warmly encourage you to write them as soon as possible. This session is also recorded on the YouTube channel of SoBigData. Therefore, you can follow this session also there. And in the case you miss any part of the webinar, you can always watch the recorded video whenever you like. Moreover, at the end of the webinars, you will receive a digital copy of the SoBigData magazine for free. Having explained the format, let me focus again about the aim of the webinars and the speakers. So why are we doing this? We are doing this just to spread some knowledge about big data by focusing the attention on very hot topics such as innovation, entrepreneurship, ethics, and impact. And we want to do this by involving the companies, academics, data scientists, or even policymakers. Today, we will delve into the world of big data, exploring how this extraordinary resource is shaping businesses and driving innovation and efficiency like never before. We live in an area where data plays a fundamental role in every aspect of our lives. Big data can be considered the lifeblood of strategic decisions and business competitiveness. And today, we are going to have a close look at how data scientists, organizations, and academics are harnessing big data to foster innovation and enhance operational efficiency in their day-to-day operations. To better understand this issue, we have involved 3 amazing speakers today. We involved Valerio Grossi to give you a data scientist perspective. We also involved Maria Vittoria Brandi to give you a company perspective, and also Anna Monreale to give you the university point of view. Valerio, Maria Vittoria, and Anna, thanks for being with us today. Well, oh my God, I'm talking too much. So let's go roughly to the first presentation. And I'm happy to introduce to you Valerio Grossi. Valerio holds a PhD in computer science from the University of Pisa. is doing a lot of research on analyzing massive and complex data, including data mining. He took part in many European research projects, and is focusing again on developing data mining and knowledge discovery applications. And currently is involved in the management of the SoBigData research infrastructure. Valerio, thanks for being with us. Today, we are talking about business transformation, innovation, and efficiency. So I'm wondering, what is the role that research infrastructures might play in the big data age?
Thank you. Thank you, Giulio and Maria Giulia for the presentation and for this event, and to invite me to participate to this event. Essentially, the question is not so easy, but we try to put some answer to your question. Essentially, I work for a research infrastructure that is called SoBigData. That is the name of this series of webinar, and the aim of the research infrastructure, the mission, our mission is to understand the complexity of our society by studying the data the society produces, essentially. And when we talk about society, we talk also about industry. Of course, we talk about public bodies and the interaction between researcher, industry, public bodies, and of course, all the citizens. We are all part of a big picture. Essentially, SoBigData started in 2015 and try to put a common factor, all the aspects I said before, including also ethical aspect in data management, legal aspect in data management, and of course, our pillar is the promoting of open science principle. But in this case, a brief history, we started in 2015. We had another project in 2020. In 2022, we entered into the S3 roadmap. And this is an important aspect related to sustainability. And industry, in our case, are an essential actor for guarantee a sustainability of our research infrastructure. For industry, it's important to understand that is the collaboration between research and industry that enable the evolution and enable the innovation activities. Not we are a research infrastructure, we do only research. We see the other slide about this. And of course, we have another project related to SoBigData that is founded by RRNP, PNR in Italy, and is related to the development of the Italian node of the research infrastructure. So we are distributed in Europe with a lot of beneficiaries to Europe, from east to west, to north to south, and our beneficiaries are distributed in 14 countries. We try to cover almost all Europe by this point of view, and our beneficiaries collaborate through all these years. We are almost 10 years that we are working, and we work together strictly with the industry. Different kind of industry, different kind of aim of industry. For example, we work together with the industry that manage mobile phone calls. We work together with the brand that manage health, for example, Azienda Toscana, or for sure, financial state financial institute, and so on. A large plethora of industry. We are collaborating, and we want to enlarge this plethora of collaboration, because we think deeply that the interaction with industry and the feedback we receive from industry and the transfer innovation we can provide to industry is essential for our sustainability. In brief, the infrastructure not only is related to provide computational power, but we provide much more. Essentially, we provide also data set, methods, technologies overall, and open science tool, as I said before. But our aim is community building. And community building is important to put in contact researchers with industries, with public bodies, and public administration. For this, we want to highlight the fact that we can bind different reality, and we put in connection different reality in order to create a new project, to create a new opportunities, also working opportunities for a new generation of data scientists, a new generation of scientists, but also a new generation of entrepreneurial skills, a new generation of manager for the future, also for industry. Everything is under, as I said before, ethical and legal aspect, of course. We want to highlight also this. The use of social data is based in SoBigData, also considering ethical and legal aspect. I want to highlight. Shortly, these are the research spaces. Unfortunately, I have not time to introduce all of them, but it's clear that our research infrastructure are related with different area and a large spectrum of application. We start from sustainable city for citizens, for example. We started with collaboration with auto telematics that enable us to have data based on mobility of people. And based on this data, we started a lot of analysis, and we provide a lot of services to Octo. Currently, Octo Telematics has some services that are based on our research. Of course, there was a passage of innovation. We developed some idea they had, or we developed also together with their needs, together with our knowledge. And then now some tools, some products sold by Octo are based on technology developed inside the research infrastructure. Other examples are for example, for public administration, are the collaboration with University of L'Aquila that has a lot of connection with the territory, but sadly they had a big disaster in the past, and they want to share their knowledge, their experience in order to improve the quality of the next services, also to avoid that the event cannot be avoided, but all the aspects related to the event can be avoided in the management of the event, but also after the event. And so I cannot I cannot explain everything, but we had health studies and other aspects also related to technological aspect. Well, I want to essentially go near to closing my presentation. Essentially, I want to concentrate what we can do for industry, trying to answer to the question from Giulio. Essentially, the idea of SoBigData in managing big data and essentially managing data in general is promoting the technological transfer from the university, for research center to industry, offering consulting services, but also, as I said before, training new figure also for industry, because also in the past, and we saw another example during this cafe for training new generation of data scientists and so on. And this new generation is also related to industry needs. And of course, with the research infrastructure, the industry has to understand that together we can create a new business opportunity. This is an important aspect that I want to highlight. Of course, I cannot do in details on the services we provide in this talk, but we have a free of charge access to research infrastructure. We have a transnational call where the user can visit us to see our data and to try their methods on our data and so on. You can find all the details in the site, but I wanted to spend my last 30 seconds to highlight that we are currently involved in the next edition of the SoBigData Challenges. That is, in our vision, is a great opportunity for industry. Is a great opportunity to knowledge what SoBigData is, and a great opportunity to knowledge and to meet our researcher and collaborate with our researcher. The ideas in this case is quite simple. Essentially, company has its own data or have idea for having data analytics and so on, or process. They submit a project and we will select some project. Unfortunately, we cannot accept all the projects because the resources are not infinite, but we try to collaborate with most of the project we can. So in the site we will have the next edition will be out in I think in spring. At the end of spring will be out, and I conclude this only a short remark where the academic innovation is related to industrial partnership, and of course everything is driven also by the research aspect. These are some numbers, but unfortunately there are some overlap in the slide.
Thank you, Valerio. What an amazing presentation. This is very great how you the kind of opportunities you are offering to the industry and to the company in general, especially with the last initiative you presented, that is the challenge the challenges. Thanks again for giving us the perspective of a data scientist working at the SoBigData research infrastructure. Now, let's see another point of view, the point of view of the companies. I'm happy to introduce to you all Maria Vittoria Brandi from SOCOTEC Italia. Maria Vittoria basically is a biologist employed at SOCOTEC Italia, and basically she ran so many data analysis by running so many softwares to examine a particular type of big data, that is the environmental data. And she's doing it within the SOCOTEC Italia. Maria Vittoria, thanks for being with us. I'm wondering what are the opportunities that companies might achieve in the big data age? May big data play a role in the business transformation of the companies or not? Please tell us how many good things are doing at SOCOTEC.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Maria Vittoria, and thank you, Giulio, for the presentation and the invitation to this event. In general, big data are so important for the business transformation because the correct use of this type of data can be enable companies to have an important view of data, view of work. In SOCOTEC is a company leader in TIC, and we operate in following business line. We operate in building, infrastructures, equipment, environment, and training certification. In Italy, especially, we work in marine, environmental sectors, and the infrastructure sector. The service offered by SOCOTEC enable customers to know the health status of the area, the environment, the infrastructures, and civil construction. During our activities, we acquired a wide range of data coming from different BUs, covering all the fields in which the investigation is developed. In particular, I work with environmental data, and for the environmental part of fields, the results can include chemical, physical, microbiological analysis carried out on different environmental matrix like sediment and water, for example. And in addition to this type of analysis, aspects concerning pollution are also investigated, and taking into consideration not only the environment, but also the organisms that populate this environment. However, the enormous quantity of results make it difficult to relate them, especially in terms of predictive analysis. Therefore, we were looking for a way to use all our data to make a strategic correlation and prediction of this data to get an overview of the work done. Because of this, we participated into the challenge and a collaboration with a research team of University of Pisa, and the research team enabled us to realize in the practice what we had in mind. To test this type of method, we used data from environmental marine survey, which one of the scope of work was investigate the status of the area. In particular, in this survey, data acquisition was carried out with a CTDA, a multi-probe, a multi-parameter probe, and was carried out along all the water column at 2 points in each sampling area. We have a central point and a north point. To make predictive analysis, we decided to use dissolved oxygen as a parameter to predict because it is a parameter strongly interconnected with the other parameters. Using data analysis software, the research team made a correlation between the other parameters measured during the survey and made a prediction of dissolved oxygen at high depths like 400 meters depth. Knowing all the values of the parameters that influence our variable, and the goal was to calculate the dissolved oxygen at this significant depth, because these can enable, for example, company to stay to not stay for a big time in sea, like, for example. And knowing all these variables, the research team had results, and the results obtained were compared with the measurement made by the probe, because we made a measurement by the probe. And moreover, we conducting a literacy system, and the results obtained are also consistent with results from very recent studies carried out in the same geographical area. In conclusion, we can talk of the advantage obtained from those results because we have a different impact and then different actors. Three important actors are company, client, and territory. Because using this method to analyze data, to use data, can make an integration between the different information, give better knowledge on our work in the company, can increase the power of the use cooperation, and can enable company to develop a new service of prediction, help to prevent the internal and external safety of the project, and can reduce the carbon footprint. We have as a second actor so important the customers because thanks to this way we can give customer data collection services. We can define the possible future scenarios could will affect activities, and we can have a project strategies development or preventive action if it need. And third actors, but so important actor is territory, because thanks to this use of technology, we can have an environmental preservation and a better acknowledgement on territory, because if we make a data set of our data, we can use these to have an important knowledge of our territory. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria Vittoria. This is very great that big data can play can provide many benefits to your company, and as this is very nice, the good things you are doing with your company. This is very important. So now that we have the manager's point of view, let's move to the third speech. Let's see now the academic point of view. I'm happy to introduce to you Professor Anna Monreale. Anna Monreale is Associate Professor of Computer Science at the Department of Computer Science at University of Pisa. She has been Director of the Master Program in Big Data Analytics and Social Mining, promoted by the University of Pisa and CNR, by involving many prestigious schools from 2019 to November 2022. Professor Anna Monreale now is also Vice Coordinator of the National PhD Program in Artificial Intelligence for Society at the University of Pisa. Anna, thanks for being with us today. So I'm wondering, well, we know what is the perspective of a data scientist, we know what is the perspective of the companies, but what is exactly the role that university might play today? What are the opportunities that universities might offer to students, startups, managers, or even data scientists of tomorrow?
Hi everybody, and thanks, Giulio, for your interesting question. That you know, the university typically has two main roles, okay, in the society. One is the research, and one is the training of students. And so, this is the main contribution that we can do, can provide, because given, and that they are not two separated words, because most of our training activities typically we lead our research, and so in order to provide, to transfer the innovation that we are able to find with the research in the training activities. So this is the main role. And in Pisa, we are doing this, especially in the topic of data science, since 2002. So you can see in these slides, which are the main activities, training activities where we are main actors. And clearly, this was the first master degree in Italy in data science that's having a multidisciplinary approach. And then in 2014, we started with this, let me say, this idea of master in big data analytics. That's then is, let me say, an evolution of the master degree. Involving different university and institution in Pisa, like Sant'Anna, CNR, Scuola Normale Superiore, and IMT. And again, you can see that there are all the our progression in these activities. Then this collaboration also led to the PhD in data science, again with the same institution involved. And then recently we also found in Italian national PhD in artificial intelligence. So that's instead of covering and seeing the collaboration only of people in Pisa, institution in Pisa, and look, now we are involving a lot of university institution in Italy. So concerning the master, I want to only focus the activity in master, because in the master, in this, the first name was Master in Big Data Analytics, and then recently we transformed the name in adding the word AI and for society. This because also the team that was topics that was introduced by Valerio focused in SoBigData a lot on the issues that we want to solve with data science, is especially for our society. Okay, so this is a master that postgraduate master having 10 years of experience, and these are the numbers. The numbers is very fantastic, because we had 265 students and a lot of collaboration. I want to highlight especially the collaboration, because the collaboration are with companies that give us a lot of insight in order to improve the quality of our master. They participate to the training activities because the master is to, let me say, to train data scientists with a multidisciplinary approach, but with a practical lectures. And so for the practical lecture, the vision of industries is a fundamental. So this master, when I told you that this is a multidisciplinary, it's a multidisciplinary for two different points of view. One is because the students are a multidisciplinary background. So we have students from different background, and they needed to work together for addressing issues requiring these backgrounds that are different. But also the teaching activities are multidisciplinary, because we have lectures in big data ethics. Clearly, we have lecture in artificial intelligence, big data mining, big data sensing, the core, the technologies. But also we have a different vision that are not related directly from the technical aspect, but all for example, the legal aspect is fundamental when we address this kind of problem, the business aspect, and also the impact in our society. This is fundamental. But the success of this master is, as a main ingredient, the synergy with the partners. We have a lot of partners that give us insight. I already told you, partners with different nature, so having a different scope, and how they, let me say, help us in designing our course, because they participate also periodically in the refinement of our models, because the requests change, and so we need to prepare these students with respect to the needs that the job, let me say, market has. And then also they provide the case studies in order to give the opportunity to our students to apply the technologies that we teach in real cases, in order to address also the real, let me say, the real problem that you have to address when you try to apply data science in real scenarios. And but they also provide the possibility to do internship within the company. This is really important. Why? Because in this way, we are linking directly students with the job market. They do experience in doing interview, and they have the opportunity to work on real interesting projects, and which is, let me say, the best things that can happen is that most of the students are hired by our partners, but also the students sometimes become new partners of our master because they start an adventure in starting with some companies because they have a business idea they try to implement with the knowledge that they acquired during our course. And I think that this is really important. And sometimes some students instead go start because they become so happy about their knowledge and they want to acquire more and more advanced notion. And for example, there are different old students, previous students of the master that then had the opportunity to earn a PhD student in data science. That is one of the second experience that we have in Pisa about the training activities in data science. Or, for example, recently, okay, this is again, I see the PhD data science as an evolution of the master because the approach is always the same, multidisciplinary team. In my opinion, this is one of the main ingredients together with the synergy with the partners in order to have very good data scientists. And then in the 2021, we started with this new experience that is it's a real experience, a national PhD in artificial intelligence. This is let me say, a big project, Italian project, involving 5 main, let me say, university nodes in Italy. We are here, the AI for Society. Again, the word society come again for characterizing our research. And then there are other, let me say, this is a coordination of different PhD, okay, PhD course. So you can see that in Italy, there is a PhD related to AI for health, AI for industry, AI for security, environmental and agriculture. And we focus always in this society where we address always with a multidisciplinary approach the issues with the more advanced training activities and research. So again, in these SoBigData here provide many things because people have the opportunity, for example, also to use the infrastructure from the technological point of view, provides data in order to give the opportunity to a PhD students to perform the research in their context, and also the network that is important because visiting research around the Europe is the normal thing that our students ask us, and thanks to the collaboration that we have with our project, they have the opportunity to visit different partners and improve their research. So I hope that I was in time, and if you have a question, I'm here.
Thanks a lot, Anna, for your great presentation. I will just add that, I mean, collaboration, network, and multidisciplinarity are the key assets that nowadays companies have to develop to, let's say, to benefit from the incredible opportunities that big data might offer today. Now it's time for the Q&A session. Let's scroll the chat and let's read some questions. I will start for the questions you cannot see now because it was direct to me. I currently have a client working on a big project in partnership with UNESCO in Central America, and I think that SoBigData could be a game changer in this project. Is there a way I can make you and my client get to know each other? Thanks for answering. Yes, definitely yes. Of course, it will be a pleasure to involve as many stakeholders, partners, companies as possible. I have already replied to you by giving my mail, but we can talk whenever you want, and I can also facilitate the contact with the rest of the partners of the SoBigData research infrastructure. This is a nice thing, and I will be delighted to do so. Now we have another question for SOCOTEC. After participating to this project, what is the added value that this project brings in the company? Just briefly, if you can.
Thank you for the question. One of most important aspects for the company is to be able to have a method to correlation and to prediction of data, because correlation make we able to know all of our work, because we have so many business line in different parts of Italy, and we have so many data from these different business line, and the prediction make be able to speed up the work, because for the survey we stay in sea with the vessel for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If we can predict in a part of data, we can stay. We can be able to speed up the work, because we don't stay in sea for 2 weeks, but for 1 week, for example.
Wonderful. Wonderful. This is great to hear this from you. Now, I see also a question for, I guess, to the other speakers. This is a question from Tahir Sufi. Greetings from Mexico. So they're following us from Mexico. That's great. Thanks. It's a very interesting workshop. We hope so. And given the fact that along with big data, AI, as well as gaining importance over the time, do we foresee the future where both trends, so the trends on big data and the trends on AI will emerge? Probably Valerio and Anna may better answer than me to this question, but my point of view is that they are actually merging. So they are already merging, but I want to give the floor to people who are most expert on me on this topic.
Anna, one.
Yeah. So I agree with Giulio. So this is not the future, but this is the present, okay? Because when we talk about AI means different things, okay? But among the different, let me say, dimension of AI, there is what we call data-driven AI. So all the systems that are based on learning pattern from data. So in order to learning pattern from data, we need data. So is the merging of the two, let me say, the two big area is already there. And so we are exploiting there, for example, within SoBigData, we have a lot of methods, a lot of AI methods that exploit our data, structured data, unstructured data, different form of data.
I agree with Anna, with Giulio, that we are currently in the merging situation. Both are already merged, and without data, maybe there will be not the same services about artificial intelligence you have. But the history of big data is related to this merging, because we started from a big data ecosystem where we firstly understood the importance of having data, and now we are going to a AI application. But as Anna said, not all AI application. Inside SoBigData, we need also change the way of AI is perceived by people, because for many people, AI is simply a black box when you push a button and give the answer, but cannot be that in the future. And the other aspect that I want to highlight is the fact that better are the data, better are the methods and the AI application. This is maybe the next step: improve data quality.
This is great to hearing from you all these precise answers to this interesting question. Actually, are also emerging some topics that will be, let's say, that will bring us to also to the ethical point of view, to the data impact. So, but this is not time to talk about this issue. We will have a specific webinar involving a specific stakeholders about to address these topics. Now let's just read the last two questions. So there is a question from for SOCOTEC. Did academic researchers meet the industrial needs of SOCOTEC?
Thanks for the answer. Yes, in our case, the research team are so in line with what we need, and I think yes, it's the whole.
Okay, nice to hear that. And then we have, I think, the last question. We are perfect on time, so we are gonna have 5 minutes of wrap up. So this looks very general. I think this is not like directly to the, well, this is not the last one. We still have another one. So let's move to this question directly. What are the next trends regarding big data in the next years? Anna, do you want to address this question, or Valerio?
Anna, leave.
Okay, okay. So interesting question. Clearly, for the company, they needed to have opportunities to exploit the knowledge that they can gain from big data, because big data alone, okay, are useful, but we need the mechanism in order to extract knowledge. Now, why we need to extract knowledge? Because from knowledge, we can, for example, make better business decisions. So, for example, you can understand, suppose that you are in the, let me say, in the, if I'm a company related to retail data, okay? So if you have a mechanism, AI-based mechanism, machine learning based mechanism, data mine mechanism that are able to extract interesting pattern that describe the good behaviors of your company, or for example, good behaviors of your customer, or for example, can detect some anomalies in the business that should be, let me say, corrected by some particular decision in order to improve the future sales of the company. this is a good way for exploiting the data produced by their customers. So clearly, it is necessary. I see another question that is related to opportunities, because these are opportunities, okay? But clearly there are some risks. In SoBigData, in our activities, we always take into consideration the both dimension, risk and opportunities. The risk will be legal risk. For this reason, we talk always about data, but also about the legal impact of the different activities that you conduct on the data, legal in terms of privacy, legal in terms of trustworthiness of these systems. So a data scientist needs to have the knowledge about this risk, because sometimes the impact could be not so good. And so it is necessary by design to take into consideration this.
Thanks for your insightful answer, as always. Now we move to the last question, because I see, well, we presented to you the company perspective of SOCOTEC, and SOCOTEC is a large company. So we have now instead a question from related to the small company. So how big data can impact small producers? What are the dangers of opportunities to these realities? Maybe Valerio, you want to answer this question, then.
Yeah. I try to
Thanks.
answer, because the answer is not so easy. No one has the magic ball to predict the future. But I think for the great opportunity are essentially on two sides. On one side, to improve their business and in sharing in the right way of their data, to improve also the chain or the network of industry connected to the small industry. Because typically, also in our territory, I live in Tuscany, there are small industry that do not collaborate with the other, do not share information, do not create network. In this way, in this perspective, small industry, small producer can use big data to share information and, okay, locally improve their business with a lot of business application and business analysis, but also share with in the right way, share with the right people, the right actor. You can also improve the quality of industry, the quality of production in the entire region, area, small area in this case. Of course, the danger is the fact that the most danger that I see in this moment is the centralized use of a small number of same vendors. I cannot say the name, but what I see is the fact that a lot of small industry cannot have money typically for having big, large data center and use and sell, essentially. They sell data to the same 2 or 3 company, that in this case is a risk, because they work in not so transparently way. But this is only my opinion, of course.
Thanks, Valerio. I just want to add my point of view to answer this question, because actually at the Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna, at the Institute of Management, we have conducted together with my colleagues a very interesting research about the impact of big data on SMEs in Italy. And what we found is that basically big data can impact the open innovation activities of the company, so of the small producers. So big data can somehow enlarge the number, but also the frequency of collaborations that companies might have in the future. And we also done a research about about the impact of big data still in SMEs on radical product innovation. So we found in a nutshell, that big data can impact, can bring companies to introduce radical innovations in the market. So this is. But of course, about this topic, we can talk for hours or even days or weeks. Unfortunately, this is a webinar where we want to just give you a shot of big data. Therefore, we have to close this session right now. But so thanks you all for being with us, Valerio, Maria Vittoria, and Anna. It has been a great pleasure hosting you today. We learned a lot. And however, this cycle of webinars does not conclude here. Let me remind you that the next webinar will be on the 20th of March. And we will also address another key issues of big data. We will see how data can drive successful innovations, whether and how data can drive successful innovations. But I cannot anticipate you more. So, what I can tell you is that we are going to have outstanding speakers next time, and we will bring you more companies' perspective. Of course, the link will be the same. If you have any questions, you can write me or curiosity, or you want to explore some activities together with us, with the SoBigData Research Infrastructure, or with Scholars with Sant'Anna, or you are interested to a specific partner of the SoBigData Infrastructure, I can facilitate this. So in the slide, you can see also my mail and the mail by Maria Giulia. For those who joined us later today, I just want to tell you that you can visit the SoBigData YouTube channel and watch the video again, and it will be out very, very soon. And thank you all for attending this webinar. Have a lovely rest of the day, and we look forward to see you soon.